Like, how do you eat a muffin?
My mouth.
No, but do you like pick it?
What do you mean a muffin? Like a savoury muffin or a sweet muffin?
Like a sweet muffin.
Right.
Like, do you pick it or do you?
Depends on the size of the muffin. Like those Costco ones that are fucking wham.
Yeah, you gotta pick it.
Yeah, you gotta pick at them. But it is a bit early to pick at them.
Yeah, but like a Sainsbury's muffin, would you just munch it?
Yeah, just yam.
Yeah, because I bought some muffins yesterday.
Right.
And I was just like, was eating it in the car and I was biting it, and then it got to a little bit left and I was driving, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pick it, and I was like, oh,
to savour it.
Yeah,
that's
and then
why.
all I could think about was the gingerbread man in Shrek.
Why?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Yeah.
The Muffin Man.
That's actually a really good impression.
See, and that's what I thought in the car.
That's what you felt like you were doing. You were picking apart the gingerbread man from Shrek.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, moral of the story is I eat my muffins
like a little girl.
No, by the mouthful. I only eat them at picky bits.
Picky bits.
When I'm driving.
Cool. So how do you eat your muffins? That's the big mouthful. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to what is now known as the Echo Chamber. And the Sunday League effect. I actually quite like it.
I think that's great.
It's going to be our first banner. It's going to be up here. It's going to be right over that dirt patch.
I think we should get an LED light for it as well. Like, just make it look sick.
But welcome back, guys, for after another weekend of wonderful Premier League football. If you're not a West Ham fan,
some good, some bad games for most.
I think this weekend there was a lot of good games and a lot of there wasn't much controversy, I don't think.
No, but some surprising
results.
Yeah. Really surprising.
We'll chat about all that, and then we're going to give you a bit more of what we think will happen this early on in terms of who's going to win, who's going to get relegated. After 10 games, I think it would be good to almost update where we think teams are going to finish.
So sort of do like a 10 game daily. Yeah,
because after 10 games, normally the league starts taking shape. You're not in a false position after 10 games, is what they say.
No, because you've had enough games to sort of work for your place.
If you have a hard start, it's normally evened out after the 5th or 6th game.
Yeah.
So by now, most teams are sitting somewhere
where they're going to finish.
Yeah. Nottingham Forest fans are buzzing to hear that.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But before we dive into the weekend's football, how are you? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good. As you can see, I'm in my uniform again.
Just dressed up as a paramedic again.
Yeah, I'll just do it. But
Halloween's over.
I don't have my tough cuts today. Sorry. I do have my tape. Got my tape.
Your lucky tape.
My lucky tape.
Did you play this weekend?
Yeah, I did. That was a mistake. We lost 3-2.
You got injured, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think it's going to put me out for quite a while now. So obviously I've done my groin in training, and then I gave it a week, rested it, went back this week. It felt all right. I mean, a couple of niggles, nothing, and then went in for a tackle, an interception, got the ball. That was it. I was like, oh, that's painful. Stretched it out, carried on, booted the ball away. 10, 15 minutes later, that's it, I'm off.
Yeah, could you put weight on it afterwards?
Barely. I'm struggling to walk and stuff like that. Like the rotating of my leg.
Body's a beautiful thing and a wonderful marvel.
Yeah.
In terms of your recovery, you'll be fine. You'll be back within 2.5 weeks.
Probably 2.5 weeks too soon as well.
Yeah, probably. But that's what Saturday, Sunday League's all about.
Yeah, 100%. How are you though? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I played again for my new team on Saturday.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be playing. I'm not registered. But I did message the manager on Saturday morning because your manager asked me to come and play for you again.
You'd have scored a hatful.
So I would have if you didn't need me. So I messaged my new manager and I was like, you sure you want me to play? It's a big risk. And he goes, yeah, come down, it's fine. I did, and I went to fucking extra time. So I came off after about 80 minutes, brought me off, he was like, you look tired. And it was 2-1 to us at that point. As I was walking around the pitch, for some reason I went off the far side. I'd wasted time the whole game. Proper wound them up every single moment I could.
Just shithouse it.
Yeah, because the team's so young, they're really naive.
Yeah.
So these little Arsenal tactics, you want to call it, Man City tactics, whatever you want to call them, I was wasting time at every opportunity. Like I'd move the ball 40 yards forward when the ref weren't looking for a free kick. I went to take a corner when it was a throw in, and then I walked away leaving it in the corner flag because I wasn't going to take a corner or a throw in.
Yeah, fair.
And then for some reason I went off the far side rather than walking across the pitch.
Okay.
And as I was walking around the pitch, they scored. So I was like, fuck, that means it's going to go to extra time. Because to be fair, we were on the ropes at this point.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to have to come back on at some point. Then at the end of the game, so 90 minutes was 2-2.
Yeah.
He goes, do you reckon you got some more time? And I was like, give me the first half of extra time just to stretch and see, and I'll try and come on for the second half in extra time.
Yeah, because you do have that issue if you let your body cool down too much as well. Like,
my hamstrings now from last season was going back on too soon.
Yeah.
And then they scored in the first half extra time, so I was like, fuck, I have to go on now. And then I came on and my legs were just absolutely hammered. I went to get the ball back, so I ran like halfway back across the pitch. I slipped and fouled someone, and the ref booked me. The first booking ever. It wasn't even a foul. And bearing in mind, I'm a mouthy twat.
Yeah.
I give the referee all sorts of issues, and I got booked for not even. It wasn't even a foul. I just slipped. Then I hit the post in extra time, the second half, my left foot, and yeah, we went out. But it was a good weekend. I enjoyed it, and I got another game Wednesday as well. But I got to play the under-23s of the first team.
Aren't you playing with the under-23s anyway?
No, most of the team that I play with are formed from last year's reserves and under-21s of the first team, which is like in the football league somewhere. I don't know where. But we're playing under-23s on Wednesday, and it's just a friendly, so I don't have to be registered for that. So that's all good.
Okay.
Lost all train of thought.
Basically, we're the Sunday League Effect. We're also the Echo Chamber. You guys need to like and subscribe and comment, because why wouldn't you? Like, we're just funny people, and if you don't like us, even more reason to get updates about how shit of a job we're doing.
Exactly that. And just on that, we are close to getting our target of 50 subscribers, so we can do some watch-alongs, which I'm sure everyone will be happy to see. The first game I'm aiming for is Liverpool-Tottenham, because they're the fans that have just given us absolute
much grief. And I don't know why, because we haven't exactly mugged them off.
Not at all, but we're going to now.
Yeah.
Not right now anyway, because they both actually won. We'll dive straight into the early kickoff. We've got some notes on our phone, so we're not being ignorant twats.
Yeah, it's just more that we've got a lot of points to point out that, I'm going to be honest, at my age, I've got to be careful of remembering everything. So
we're just not professional enough yet to have tablets and iPads. We don't have enough money, basically. No. Basically, we're on a budget, as we keep saying and keep alluding to. So you're
potato cam.
But do you want to start off with the Arsenal-Newcastle game?
Yeah, so again, probably, I want to say it's one of the surprising results of the weekend.
Well, at the time, it was a shock. But that's obviously before the rest of the results. Yeah,
I mean, it would have been the biggest shock of the weekend from the first game. But to be fair, watching the rest of the weekend, you can sort of, I don't know, Arsenal looked very lethargic, I felt.
Yeah. Well, it's they have had a difficult run. Like, it has been difficult. So I'm not saying that it has been difficult for them, and they are missing key players.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I alluded to it last week. It still shouldn't. The one thing that
your Premier League team,
and the one thing that we've all thought of Arteta that he's done really well is the ethos of the whole club.
Yeah.
So the whole club, no matter, he's never really been tested by injuries like this.
No, this has probably got to be his worst start for injuries.
100%. But they've always maintained a semblance of their style. Yeah. They really struggled on Saturday, and that was in offence and defence. Obviously, they're missing defenders and they're missing key players in the forward parts, in the more forward-thinking players, sorry.
Yeah. I think the midfield is obviously quite a strong part of where they're missing a very key player for them.
Yeah.
And as anybody, football fan, football player knows, if you can't control the midfield, that game's going to be hella difficult for you.
Yeah.
So obviously with Odegaard being one of their strongest,
I think he's arguably as crucial as Saka and Saliba are to the team.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to. From the outside looking in, I wouldn't be able to pick one being more important than the other. I think all three of them are so key, and you're missing two of them.
Yeah, well, and this is it, isn't it?
I don't actually know if Saliba was back for the Newcastle game, because
I think he was still suspended.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, because it was straight red, wasn't it? Last man.
Oh, of course it was, yeah.
Controversial.
I'm just going to check, because it was. I think they appealed it. So, Saliba was back. So they had Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, and Pai. So the only player they were missing was a right back.
also, your midfield, like I said, the midfield is...
Thomas Partey was having to play right back, who's been crucial in their midfield.
Yeah.
I saw something today that I wanted to get your opinion on, and actually any Arsenal fans that might stumble across this. Paul Pogba's a free. Now, I know Paul Pogba, amongst a lot of old-fashioned fans, don't think he's worth the ground he stands on, or whatever the phrase is.
Yeah.
But I think he's the perfect player that they need. When Paul Pogba is good and on tune, he is phenomenal. And he's creative, he's tenacious, he works hard when he's happy. And I think him and Arteta would go really well. And given the fact that he's just appealed a 4-year ban or whatever it was, just got back after the horrible season at Juventus, the previous seasons at Man United, if a player ever had something to prove,
it would be now.
It would be now, yeah. And it would be Paul Pogba.
It's very much like the Ivan Toney with the betting, wasn't it? When he came back with a point to prove.
Yeah, and he hit the ground running.
The problem that I would have with Paul Pogba at Arsenal is the fact that they got rid of Aubameyang, and the reason they got rid of Aubameyang was his attitude. Attitude.
Was it? I don't.
So
I just remember being surprised that they got rid of him.
I think one of the big things was his attitude. I'm sure there were probably other bits that an Arsenal fan would be able to say, actually, it was more because of this or whatever. Yeah. But Aubameyang had a massive attitude, and I think the problem that Arteta would have with Pogba is when he's not happy, so he's not playing well.
It's just for a season, like just to the end of the season, just to help them. Because when Odegaard does come back, if he is back now, I think he's in training now. Pogba's not going to be starting, but he is going to be a rotation player in those key European games, the FA Cup games.
He is getting older, so I can imagine that maybe he would see out his last year, a couple of years maybe at Arsenal before he goes and gets a big move to Saudi.
Well, he's a free agent now, so yeah, that's my reason. They could sign him tomorrow.
I mean, I wouldn't say it is a bad shout, but I don't know if Arteta would do it because of Pogba's previous attitude.
He didn't work with him before.
No.
I was just thinking someone else. But it's just I'll put it out there. What about you guys? What does anyone opposed or for it? Or
I'd love to get a couple of Arsenal fans' opinions. Maybe some sort of younger Arsenal fans and some older, just so we could get a good idea, of what the old fan feel like.
The Arsenal fan base is so divided with its opinion at times. I think you get both sides. You'll get both sides.
And that's not a bad thing.
The same as any fan base, to be honest. But I think the Arsenal fan base are probably one of the most vocalised.
Yeah, I mean, they're
in the space that
they're a big club and things like that. So
yeah,
you're gonna have people with different opinions, and that's fine. Like, express it. Tell us. What were your thoughts on Newcastle?
They looked really good.
Yeah.
I think it could, I'd say they looked really good. They looked a lot better.
They've looked pretty poor.
Well, Isak scored a couple in a row now. It could be a springboard for Newcastle and Isak now to really get pushing to the levels where I expect them to finish top 4 this year. I said that in my predictions at the beginning of the season.
I think you could see where he'd obviously had the injury. He came back without sort of any confidence of scoring.
When he's been going through this, I say hard batch. It's not really hard. He's had a couple of games where he didn't score.
He's earning a lot of money. I don't think he cares.
He's been more animated with his frustration, which is something I hadn't seen before. I think that's a good thing.
I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, because I think from a fan's point of view as well, is if you can see a player on your, a player that you're hoping for success with is frustrated that he's not performing to the best of his ability for the team. Did you just dribble?
Mm-hmm.
If he's showing that he wants to do better, then that's sort of what you want. You don't want a player that goes.
Well, he's the talisman. I say he's a talisman. They've got Guimaraes as well, who's not been putting up any trees. They've got a few really good players, but I stupidly said at the beginning of the season I could see Isak challenging Haaland for the Golden Boot. I still think it's too soon. I think he could. If he hits a really good form, he could score goals regularly, and he is their main goal threat.
Of course.
Whereas City have goals all over their team.
Yeah, it's not just dependent on Haaland. They can depend on most. It's just Haaland's normally in the right space.
Yeah, until recent anyway.
Yeah.
But Are Arsenal now officially out of the title race?
I don't think so.
Given the rest of the results of the weekend.
Yeah, I think
they're 7 points behind Liverpool now, who are 2 points clear of City.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's too early in the season to rule them out. As I think an Arsenal fan did comment on that, saying that the other day. And do you know what? To be fair, I think he's right.
Well, we've seen bigger gaps closed. And
yeah, of course.
Liverpool yet to prove themselves against the best. They beat Chelsea.
Yeah.
They were lucky against Arsenal. I think they were in third gear, and Arsenal were ravaged by injuries that game.
Yeah, because that was a draw, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, be interesting to see if Arsenal can close that gap. They need their players back, and they need to start winning games.
Yeah, they do. Because what is this? Their second.
Yeah. So Arsenal have now lost successive away games since, for the first time since 2022.
Which 2 seasons ago?
Yeah.
And
I don't actually know if it was the 21-22 season or the 22-23 season. Oh, it's going to be 22-23. So 2 years ago.
And that is a crazy stat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a West Ham fan, that's unheard of territory. But
losing consecutive games, that's just like weekly, isn't it?
Yeah, that never happens. But we're not talking about West Ham yet. We'll get on to it. But it was a great header from Isak, actually, just on that before we move on to the next game. And I think it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back. I think Arsenal need the international break to get their players back.
Yeah, I think that having that extra week off, obviously, for the international break again. But yeah, I think it'll be good to see Newcastle make some sort of attempt at getting back up.
They're going to push on. I think, the weekend's results will drive them even more because you have Arsenal losing, or they beat Arsenal, obviously, City losing, Villa losing, Chelsea's roaring.
They've got
Man United are still in the mud. They have, but Forest are third,
and that's mental.
We'll get onto Forest because I don't want to piss on their chips too soon, and I'm not going to be honest. But
no.
I mean, as much as we said in the intro, 10 games, you're not in a false position by too much.
No,
there are anomalies in that directive, so take that with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, but there is a lot more games to be played.
There is.
Right, so next game,
Bournemouth City.
Yeah.
Did you watch it? Or did you watch highlights? Or
so I watched Did I watch the highlights earlier? Yes, I did, because I wanted to see how did a team that I suppose are not exactly impressing everyone.
Who?
No, Bournemouth.
Bournemouth are quality. You hate Bournemouth.
Yeah, I do.
You
hate
do this
Bournemouth.
every week. You bring up Bournemouth.
I hate them.
Why?
Because I do. I'm a Watford fan.
So?
I think the last time we looked at promotion hopes, they were the only team to beat us or something. There's a reason I hate them.
Oh, it's just you need to get over it, to be honest. Bournemouth are very good. And it could be more. I watched the highlights today. I watched extended highlights whilst I was at the gym today. But I was at the gym near my mum's. So I don't know where anything was. So I was on like a step machine. Yeah. And I started it as I started on the step machine, and it was a progressive one, but I didn't know. So it got faster the faster I went, but I didn't know that. Yeah. So after about 6 minutes, I'm fucking knackered. What is going on with this stupid thing? I was looking around, it kept getting faster and faster. My heart nearly exploded. Then I worked it out. I did watch it, and I was very impressed with a couple of Bournemouth players. Before we go on to Man City, because Man City are just boring in general. The best thing that could have happened this weekend is the fact that they lost, because it means the title race is still open. Because we all thought,
they're going to run away with it again.
They're going to run away with it. They're not lost this season. They're not playing well, but they're picking up wins. They're picking up goals. They're picking up points. But we'll talk about the good of Bournemouth before we talk about the averageness of City. Antoine Semenyo, unbelievable. He started the season phenomenally well.
I did see these highlights because I remember I think the commentator mentioned his name like 6 times in the 2 minutes I was watching.
Every week I see him and he seems to be a bright spark. Even when Bournemouth aren't performing particularly well or playing particularly well, he seems to be
the sort of highlight of their team.
Give him a bit of creativity, a bit of invention. He took his goal brilliantly, great first touch. And because he's able to get under control and kill it, he sells the defender with the touch, and then he's got the goal to aim at. Another player is Milos Kerkez, their left back.
Right.
We were linked with him in the summer. I think not this summer, the just gone the summer that they bought him.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, we pulled out of it to sign. I think it was when we signed Emerson instead.
Okay.
And I don't mind Emerson, but Kirk has looked phenomenal. Got 2 assists.
It's not bad from left back either.
No. He kept whoever was on the right side of City under wraps, because I don't recall there being a significant chance coming from that side.
Yeah.
He made a goal line clearance as well. And his all-round performance was just great. Bournemouth should have been 3-0 up as well.
Yeah.
When Tavernier hits the inside of the post.
I'm glad you're saying all these names, because I could not.
Comes back out to Smith. You would have remembered Smith, the most British
Smith.
name ever.
Yeah, that's
and he
fine.
spoons over the bar. But
yeah,
great performance for Bournemouth, and I could see them as an outside bet for Europe this year, but like the 8th place, like Conference League.
Okay, yeah.
Outside bet. Go on.
Fair enough. No. So, what I was going to say, obviously, before we started that, was that I think what's important for this game as well, because a lot of people will go, "Oh, City must have had a bad day."
Yeah.
No. Mm-hmm. Bournemouth played well. Bournemouth were the better team there.
Everywhere.
Stop dribbling.
They were all over. They were not all over them, but City didn't have their first shot on target until the second half. I don't know when this was, but when was the last time we could say that about a Man City team under Pep? Yeah. But yeah, it was very similar to the Forest beating Liverpool at Anfield. Everyone would assume Liverpool had a bad day at the office. Everyone assumes Man City had a bad day at the office, and they might have. But don't take away the credit from the Bournemouth players.
Absolutely.
And Iraola, the manager, for getting his tactics spot on. Phenomenal coach, by the way. 18 months in charge. Chalk and cheese from when he first started.
And I think that's what you want, though, is you want a manager, a coach who is progressing. Yeah. You don't want to see them get into a rut of, this is what our tactics are, and they just stay like that.
Well, there's a couple of managers that have really brought their clubs on in the last couple of years. The obvious one is obviously Unai Emery, because of where he took them from to where he is. But in the category just below that, there's about 3 or 4 managers that have done phenomenal jobs at their respective clubs, and Iraola is one of them.
Yeah.
So this is where I try not to link it back to West Ham too much, but this is a very obvious comparison. When Iraola came in for Bournemouth, they struggled at first, and there was a lot of noise around whether they were going to pull the plug and get someone in.
Sack the manager.
Yeah, get someone in more Premier League proven, which apparently you need. Iraola wasn't Premier League proven. Gary O'Neill wasn't Premier League proven when he first came in at Bournemouth, and he did a good job.
Yeah.
There's loads of managers that weren't Premier League proven. Ange wasn't Premier League proven. Great job.
Jurgen
Klopp, Arne Slot.
Yeah.
The Chelsea manager, can't remember his name. There's loads, but anyway.
To be fair, Pep.
Yeah. Well, Pep's Pep though, isn't he? For every one of them, there's one. But anyway, I digress.
Yes.
But you could see what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
He was trying to get the player. He was trying to get the players to believe in themselves to play the style of football that he wanted. And you could see progression week on week. And yes, the results weren't coming, but the performances were there. Like, even we beat them 2-0 last season, and they were all over us. First game of the season, we beat them 2-0. Bowen scored. It might have been 1-0. I can't remember. We beat them last season. They was all over us. Yeah. At Bournemouth. And then this is what happens when a manager believes in what he's doing and sets it out early what he wants. And now he's reaping his rewards. He's able to get in the right players just to touch up the positions that he needs.
That can basically fit in straight away with what he's got set out. Rather
than square plugs in round holes.
Yeah.
Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Basically, rather than doing what Chelsea have done. Because what Chelsea have done is they've bought stardom, which is great. But you've bought a lot of different players that can do different things.
Well, but they're saying that. Bournemouth have bought some very big names.
Oh, no, so I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like the big names. But what I'm saying is the manager's gone for players that he knows will play in his sort of tactics.
He's picked the players to fit the system rather than making the system fit around the players.
Like Chelsea.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I meant.
But yeah, Bournemouth. I'm a big fan of Bournemouth, big fan of Iraola. I think he is destined for very big things in the next couple of years.
Could you see him being a City manager?
I could. Genuinely, I could.
Yeah.
He's not staying at Bournemouth, is he? Like, Bournemouth, I doubt there's going to be any Bournemouth fans that watch this. If there is, credit to you supporting Bournemouth. Do you know the stadium's only 12,000 capacity?
Not surprised.
That's shocking, isn't it?
Just about all the fans they've got.
They're still better than us, though, so both of us. So, Man City, bump in the road. They weren't great. Foden looked piss poor. He had so many chances.
Do you know what? I think it's my fault.
Why?
Ever since I said that Foden was better than Palmer.
Oh, you said Palmer was better than Foden?
No, I didn't.
Mate, you did.
I didn't.
You did.
Look back, right?
I'm going to edit it in to this. And I asked you, is he better than Foden? And you said, now? Yeah.
Yeah, so right now I said. But I said overall, as a player, I think Foden's better.
Yeah, Foden is better.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, ever since I said that,
do you know what it is?
Foden's done nothing.
It's ever since you put Foden in your all-time England 11.
Yeah,
he watched this and he was like, "Oh, I've made it, lads."
Do you know what?
I've made it.
I'm gonna have to message him back. He sent me a message the other day telling me to take it down.
City will get back next week and probably smash someone 9-0.
It blew my mind that this was a real stat.
Is it a real stat?
It is a real stat, yeah.
Okay.
This is from my link to Places Unknown. Hang on, give me a sec. Just talk amongst yourselves for a second.
A link to your message? What?
I have connections.
Can you sort us out a bigger office?
I haven't got those sort of connections.
I mean, we have to bring the Echo with us, but yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, how would be the echo chamber? Oh,
can you hurry up?
Sorry.
There's no game on tonight, though. I actually want to watch.
So as the Arsenal fallen 1-0 behind.
Yeah.
In 4 of their last 6 Premier League games, but their previous 31, they'd only done it in 4.
So say that again.
So the Arsenal have fallen 1-0 behind in 4 of their last 6 Premier League games, which is as many as their previous 31 beforehand.
I like Gabriel and Saliba, but is it a worry?
No, I don't think so.
Is it questions in front of them, or is it them?
I think it's Arteta's attacking football.
But then the goals that they're conceding hasn't been when they've been on playing that attacking football. Like if you look back to the Liverpool game,
I suppose actually, yeah.
The City game's an anomaly. We can discount that one.
Yeah.
Because of obviously they were down to 10 men, and 3 games this season they've been down to 10 men. Yeah. So you are more likely to concede, especially if they play a high energy game.
Yeah, you're trying to hold off.
Yeah. Basically. So I wouldn't. I think that's just one of those.
It's just one of those things
that look really like shocking,
but actually isn't as shocking as you think.
When you break it down, you're a bit like, it's not that deep.
No. But yeah, Bournemouth beating City 2-1.
City let Arsenal off the hook.
Yeah.
And a team that didn't let either of them off the hook was Liverpool.
Yep, Brighton this weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2-1, beat Brighton to beat them midweek as well. Or no, yeah, they did 3-2 midweek in the Carabao, wasn't it? Great weekend for the Scousers. Although you wouldn't think it based off of the comments that we got. But by the way, I just want to point out, when I was talking about Arne Slot, if you watch the whole clip, you fucking idiots, don't even watch the full clip. Watch the video and expand it. You can click it and go bigger. You can still comment, calling us knobs. I don't care, but watch the whole thing. Because I'm not digging anyone out. What I'm saying is, Klopp was your 12th man.
Yep.
Slot's got a long way to go to have the same impact as what Klopp did. And it seems at times the players almost need that when you're in a bit of a rut. That's it. That's not.
No.
That's not digging anyone out. I like the way Liverpool play, and I really like Slot.
Yeah.
And what he's done so far has been phenomenal. How quickly he's got a rhythm out of this team.
Absolutely.
But it pisses me off that people take a 60-second clip and base their whole opinion on everything that we say and do.
And it's only on like 30 seconds of that clip as well. Yeah. So I think the easiest way to explain to everybody is that everyone's well entitled to their opinion. Yeah. That's fine. But what they need to actually make sure of, if they're going to give us their opinion on something, is that they actually check to know that what we've said is completely what we've said. Because what you do find, and it always happens with these keyboard warriors, the fat guy lives in his basement with his mum.
His mum in the basement as well?
Maybe. Stuck in the washing machine. Stepmom.
Oh,
Anyway, basically what I'm trying to say is, if you have an opinion, great. If you want to be a dick and rude,
you're gonna get met back with just as much.
We'll give you some sarky comment, because at the end of the day, we're here having fun, giving you guys information, trying to make you laugh a little bit. If you want to be a miserable prick, cool, but just don't go do it somewhere else. I ain't interested.
Actually, no, they can keep it here. It's fine, but just know that we're going to respond.
Oh right, you'll get some sort of response back. Yeah. But anyway, also just one more thing. As much as Mike was very animated there, if Arnie Slot was the same as that, Liverpool would probably play better.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yay!
So Liverpool, great weekend for them. 2 points clear now. Brighton, always a banana skin for a lot of teams.
Absolutely.
It seems. Another manager that would be in that category. Maybe not quite in that category as Iraola just yet, because
but the problem is
early on.
Brighton have done this.
They've
had a manager that's done really well. He moved to a bigger club. Guess what happened? Disappeared. He apparated.
Who, you talking about De Zerbi?
No, I'm talking about Graham Potter.
Well, he did, but that was 2 managers
Dude,
ago.
I just threw in a Harry Potter joke there.
Oh, sorry, go on again.
He apparated.
Oh, fuck, I was reading.
Come on, man.
Oh, bollocks. I missed it, sorry. I need to concentrate, I can't multitask.
Sorry,
I am very male.
Man.
After 10 games, given how close a 2-horse race the last 2 seasons have been between City and Arsenal, and how far the distance is between the 3rd and 4th teams, both seasons, who'd have thought that Liverpool would be top? 2 points clear.
I don't think you would have, but
the only real slip up has been the Forest game.
Yeah, and that was Forest outplaying them, basically.
So I don't even think the most ardent Liverpool fans would have expected this.
No, I don't know.
I didn't know anything about Arnie Slot. Ask him. I'll message him. I'll DM him. But I didn't know a great deal about Arnie Slot. I won't pretend that I did.
I genuinely believed that when he come in, the boots would be too big for someone to fill straight away, and it would take a while.
Not as big because he wasn't here as long and he didn't do as much for the club, but it's almost like a Fergie. Same as when Pep leaves. It's almost like none of them are ever going to be as big an impact as what Fergie had on Man United.
No.
So,
but Fergie built them up to the sort of international stage.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of work done before him, like Busby after the Munich crash, and there's other managers in there as well. But Fergie obviously done. There's deep-seated history between Fergie and the Man United tenure, the whole thing, and it's similar with Liverpool and Klopp, but over a lot shorter period of time.
Yeah.
Similarly with Pep and City. So the fact that they've seemingly found someone to slot in so seamlessly would have put a lot of fears and anxieties from Liverpool fans to bed.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not a Liverpool fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I genuinely believed that he would fail. I just thought that you're asking someone...
Look, on paper, I think looking at it, the squad, for me, looking in, looked frail.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it had the capability. I thought they'd be challenging maybe 4th or 5th. 4th would be a very good season.
Yeah, European places.
And I think that's where a lot of people thought they'd be at. So can they sustain it?
I don't see why not.
I've not seen any evidence to beat.
No, I mean they've done pretty well injury wise.
Yeah, which is always a benefit.
Now, is it going to be one of those they get a couple of injuries like Arsenal have had and that's it? They just suddenly collapse?
But the good thing, the difference is the only real key players that Liverpool can't afford to miss, there will be a massive impact on them, are Salah and Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Pretty much, not all, but pretty much every other position they have fillers. They might not be able to do as good a job, but for example, Szoboszlai was injured and Curtis Jones has come in.
And Curtis Jones played.
Yeah, and then Szoboszlai came back and Curtis Jones started over him still.
Yeah.
And then Curtis Jones coming on the weekend was a great sub, made a massive difference. So I know I'm bagging on about Curtis Jones, it's just an example, but I feel
that potentially
arguably their squad is stronger than Arsenal's. And I know I've just contradicted what I said previously, but I'm going off of what I thought back in the summer and what I'm thinking now.
I know. Do you know what? You're probably not wrong there either.
Even the keeper missing Alisson as well. Kelleher's come in.
Yeah, because
is it Kelleher?
Yeah,
Connor.
Irish name. To be fair, I actually thought he didn't look that amazing on the weekend. To be honest, except for in the second half pulling off those 2 worldy saves.
But he's a good goalkeeper. He's always you're not going to get the distribution that you get from Alisson.
No,
which is
probably not the comfort either. Alisson knows he fits into that team and he knows he plays well in that team.
Well, yeah.
Whereas Keller has been sat on the sideline for a lot of it. So
he's been a cup goalkeeper for the last 4 seasons.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be a little bit more nervous going into it. So maybe that's what, because from my point of view, he didn't look like he was having the most amazing game, and against a team that was taking more shots like a City or something like that, I think he could have struggled.
Well, he's a very good shot stopper though. Yeah,
I mean, you could see that from the 2 that he saved at the end from someone and someone.
Cool. Them two players.
Them 2 worldy players, mate.
What I was going to say is, just quickly on Liverpool again, they've got Salah, Van Dijk, Trent, all their contracts expiring in the summer. It's no secret. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Trent has been tooted for Real Madrid. They've come out and said he's their primary target. So
I don't think that's a bad move for him.
He's as good as gone. He said he wanted to win the Ballon d'Or last week, the first right back to win the Ballon d'Or.
He's more likely to do that at Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think the numbers that he could potentially put in at Real Madrid, he could definitely be in. If you're getting Danny Carvajal nominated, then I don't see any reason why not.
Couldn't get Vinny there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Van Dijk and
Salah's gone Saudi.
I think this is his last season.
This will be his swan song.
I think Alisson might be off as well to Saudi.
Really?
I
feel like Alisson could still do another couple of seasons.
He could. Don't get me wrong, he could. But they've signed that. What's his name? Very good young goalkeeper. I can't remember his name. That's going to really piss me off because I've signed him off Football Manager so many times. But they signed him. He's gone out on loan and he's doing bits. He's not going to want to come in and play second fiddle for too long. He's still young.
Third fiddle though.
He won't be behind Kelleher. Kelleher will be going.
You reckon?
Yeah, because he wants first team football.
Problem is though, if they lose Alisson and Kelleher, then they've got to get another keeper that's going to do the same thing, which is.
But you've got Adrian, West Ham legend.
I think they'd rather put Van Dijk in goal.
Yeah, I think they'd rather put one of the kids in the crowd in goal.
Yeah,
he's useless.
Yeah,
but yeah, just a bit of food for thought. Like there are a few players that could be leaving in the summer, and another thing I was thinking about actually
is this about the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah. Mo Salah not in the top 30. He's the most disrespected footballer in history.
It's because he's shaved off his afro.
The highest he's finished is 6th. But the numbers that he's put in, I think that's consistently.
What was his first season at Liverpool? His second season at Liverpool, where he ran away with the Golden Boot and everything.
Well, I have no idea what the Ballon d'Or. If anyone knows what the Ballon d'Or scored on,
I don't know how it's done.
Because Rodri, for me, it should have got
money in it.
Yeah, probably. It might be something to do with the fact that Liverpool in general cause more problems with some of their disputes around politics.
Maybe.
It might be. I don't know. Who's the last Liverpool to win the Ballon d'Or? Was it Michael Owen, or did he win it at Real Madrid?
That is a great fact for you to find out because I don't know.
I think it might. I think if Michael Owen didn't win it at Liverpool, he won it at Real Madrid. So that would mean maybe Steve McManaman, but he might have won it at Real Madrid. I don't even know if he won it. It's anyway. I'm just now going.
You're going down a rabbit hole. Yeah. We'll find out and we'll put.
I can't remember what I'm saying. Not in the top 30.
Yeah.
Not in the top 30 footballers. Let me just get up. Do you know what? Let me just get up the top 30 Ballon d'Or. Talk amongst yourselves. You can do this now because I'm really pissed off by this.
So basically, what we're saying is that it's a bit of a piss take for Salah and for Liverpool fans because I'm sure they'd all want to see him do it.
Where the fuck is this?
Why is he not up there?
This had me raging. They are 29th. Artem Dovbyk.
Who is that?
Plays for Roma. He's a striker.
I don't know who that is.
Yep. Matt Hummels. Centre back.
Yeah.
Grimaldo, left back at Bayer Leverkusen. Fair enough, Leverkusen had a very good season.
Yeah.
Vitinha, PSG. No PSG player should ever be on this list. Declan Rice. Declan fucking Rice.
Sells beneath Declan Rice.
Is 26th on the ballot. What did he do last year? What did Declan Rice do last year? We lost in the final of the Euros. He wasn't particularly good throughout the Euros. Arsenal finished second. Didn't win a cup. What did he do? Nothing.
He left West Ham.
Cole Palmer, fuck you. Cole Palmer, I'll give you Cole Palmer. I'll give you William Saliba. I'll give you Ruben Diaz. Antonio Rudiger, 22nd, had a very good season. Saka, 21st. This is where I think he should be, by the way. Around just off of last season, at the bare minimum. Hakan Calhanoglu for Inter, 20th. Martin Odegaard, 19th, Emi Martinez, Aston Villa.
The keeper?
Yeah.
You know why that is,
The
though?
World Cup winner.
World Cup.
Valverde for Real Madrid. Granit Xhaka finished 16th. But again, Bayer Leverkusen went the whole season unbeaten. Nico Williams. Ademola Lookman. You don't even know who that is. Don't act like you do.
I don't know who that is.
Finished 14th because he got a brace in the Europa League final for Atlanta. He's linked with West Ham. It's just, anyway, the list goes on. It's bollocks. I'm not even a Liverpool fan, but I am a bit of a Mo Salah fan. It really pissed me off. And then going back through the archives of it, how disrespected he's been over the last 10 years is phenomenal.
I mean, not going off of last season, because I wouldn't have said he'd be winning it. Or I mean, I reckon he'd be around.
But his numbers are higher than Vinny Junior's. Let me just...
In a harder league as well.
Yeah, so his numbers are higher for the previous season than what Vinny Junior's were.
For the previous season, yeah.
Goals and assists were higher.
Yeah.
So that was seen by many as a below par season for Mo Salah.
Well, when you come in and consecutively score 25 goals,
which he does.
Yeah, you're going to see anything beneath that.
From right wing, by the way, he's not a striker. He's not centre forward.
No,
he does take penalties. Doesn't take free kicks.
Can we also point out he scores almost the same goal every time, and no one stops him? No, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing. What I'm saying is he's that good that he can do that cutting.
Robin done the same move. You knew he was going to do it. He's going to chop him to his left foot and whip it.
Yeah.
Done it throughout his career. Frank Ribery was the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was outrageous. Scored again though. That's more my point.
Yeah.
Brighton still look very good. Took the lead again.
Yeah.
And Danny Welbeck.
For his age.
I think he should be playing for England.
He's retired from international football, though, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't.
Has he not?
No, but he'd be a waste of a call up. Let's be honest. But I'm just being a
Danny Welbeck fan.
Yeah, Danny Welbeck is my favourite player in the Premier League right now. He's just unreal.
Not Bowen.
Bowen's shit. Every West Ham player is shit. But Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, I think for the remainder of this season, I don't know what he's going to do at the end of this season though. When's his contract up?
I imagine his age is 35 or 34, so I imagine it'll be a 1 year contract.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think he's got.
But if he keeps going like this, there's no reason why they won't
extend
keep
it.
him on. Yeah,
no,
if he wants it anyway.
That's the thing, isn't it? Want to go to Tottenham?
Yeah, let's go to Tottenham.
Okay.
Did you watch the game?
I watched highlights. No, I didn't. I did watch the game because I put money on it.
Yeah, I watched the game as well. Do you want to talk about your bet? That you need one more foul.
So I put a nice tasty bet on Banana.
I can tell you it was a Nana, a Doggy, and Bentancur.
Yeah, so what did I put on? I think I put £25 on for there to be 12 tackles from between them all.
Fouls, wasn't it?
Yeah, 12 fouls between all of them. Now, I put this bet on when there was 3 fouls from your Doggy alone.
Yeah. In the first 5 minutes, wasn't it?
And I was like, okay, ref hasn't pulled out a card at all.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay.
Banker, yeah.
Yeah. So I put it on. I think I would have got back £700 and something. And I thought, that's not bad.
Paid for more studio equipment.
I would have paid for hire an actual studio for a night. Anyway, got to the 89th minute. Everybody but Anana
everyone come off,
was off. Udogi, Bentancur, and I was like, oh my god.
And you was at 9 fouls at half time as well. You missed that bit out.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 9 fouls at half time.
You did 3 in the second half.
I got 11 in total. I was 1 away.
And what makes it worse, Tottenham won.
Yeah.
It made it even worse.
So that's what made me think that Anana's going to get that last foul in because they're fighting.
Well, I was watching it. At this point, I wasn't bothered about the score. I was just player camming Anana was like going near the ball. And he wasn't going anywhere near the ball.
I know.
He was just avoiding it. It was going all around him. But
fuming.
It was good. It was a very good game from a Tottenham perspective. Obviously, going behind in the first half was less than ideal when you saw Ange fucking fuming. So the first half, Spurs dominated.
Yeah, 100%. They were all over him, and then Villa got the goal, and it was completely against run of play.
Morgan Rogers, by the way, created that cold celebration. He was doing it before Cole Palmer, but he just doesn't score as many goals. So people forget that because they played England under 21s or 19s together.
Yeah, probably under 21s.
But yeah, so they went in half time, and very much the same of Tottenham, all bark no bite.
Yep.
Ange was seething on the sidelines. You could see him. It was like a rabid dog.
I was going to say, I'm surprised I didn't see foam coming out of his mouth.
So whatever he said at half time, I tweeted out that it must have really got into him. I'm not going to say the impression today. I got nervous. I was going to do it, but I got nervous because you can't even hear what I'm saying. Because it's so guttural.
Yeah,
you don't hear it.
It doesn't make a lot of
sense. It just sounds like it's. So
he's obviously gone in there. He's gone in there raging,
rattled into him.
Yeah, he's got naked or something and just said, "Do it, lads.
Sort your fucking lives out, boys."
I don't know.
And what I was going to say, Brennan Johnson got his goal.
Yeah,
has now netted 4 goals for the club in his last 6 appearances, after scoring just 5 goals in his first 36.
Madness.
So ever since, again, I brought him up on the podcast.
Yeah.
Ever since I said he was shit and that Nottingham and Forest had their pants down, he's decided to learn to play football. So you're welcome. Yeah. Tottenham fans, Tottenham and Brennan Johnson. Everyone associated.
I would also say that Ange must be watching this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Because
he's a Celtic fan.
Well, there is that. But also because, where's Maddison?
He was on the bench, wasn't he? But to be fair, they look better. I can't say they look better without him coming on because he scored a worldie of a free kick.
He did. Fair play to him. That was a great goal.
They didn't miss him though. So what we were saying is fully justified.
Yeah, they were 3-1 up before he came on.
They look better and more. Sorry, they don't look better. They look more structured without him in the team, and that was with a midfield that Onana was dominating. Yeah. Now, I like Onana. He started very well for Villa, but Morgan Rogers scored from midfield, obviously. But Onana dominated that midfield. And if you had another passenger in Maddison, and what I mean by passenger is someone who isn't going to do the doggy work in the defensive recovery, which he won't, like Pap does, or your man Bentancur will do. Yeah, you're going to get overrun, especially against a Villa team. So. Exactly what
and
we
a strong
said,
Villa team as well.
Exactly what we meant and what we said in that the bigger teams will roll through Tottenham if Maddison plays in that midfield 3.
Because he won't do the hard graft.
And it's because that's not part of his game.
No.
He needs to be. So it's him or Kulusevski, which is what I was alluding to.
I wonder if that's anything to do with fitness though. Because he's always on for like 60 minutes. And I wonder if he just runs out of gas and he knows he's going to do it. So he holds himself back so that he doesn't get subbed off like 30 minutes in.
I think it's just not the role he's asked to play. Like you wouldn't ask Mesut Ozil to track back.
No.
You wouldn't ask... Kulusevski doesn't really track back. You don't ask Martin Odegaard to track back.
No, this is true. They've got others behind him that would do it, but I don't think Maddison would have that because they need that Kulusevski.
I think they want to overrun teams, which is fine when you're on the front foot, but when you're on a slightly more progressive team, playing a slightly more progressive team...
You're going to struggle.
Yeah, you're going to struggle. Son came off after the hour, after creating a goal.
I don't get that. I honestly didn't understand that. I mean...
Neither did I at the time. So that was,
it worked.
Yeah, it worked. I think that was after setting up. Was it after the equaliser or the second goal? It might have been the second goal.
Equaliser.
Was it equaliser?
Yeah, his first goal.
So he came up just after that, and he looked really pissed off.
He was. Yeah, he looked fuming because he was shocked.
Well,
I was watching it. He was like, "Huh? Me?" Because
he's just got. Ange did address it in the press conference, and fair enough, the manager's got every right to take him off.
Yeah,
and to be fair,
he's the manager. To
be fair, it worked. Richarlison came on, set up a goal, went off injured again. But yeah, it worked out. It worked out fine, and I think it was just one of those like, I'm fit enough to play. Why are you taking me off? Sort of things.
And because he's been injured for so long as well, I can imagine
it's just a few weeks.
He's not got a point to prove because he's son and
he's their captain.
Yeah,
he wants to play. He wants to win.
Yeah,
and no one wants to come off. No one ever wants to come off unless they're injured. Even then, some of them don't want to come off. But it shows the fickle world of football fans because I typed up my notes as I was watching it, so in real time.
Yeah.
And at half time, I was like, Spurs booed off at half time by their fans.
Yeah.
Now, are the fans booing the team or are they booing the manager and the tactics? Because the team played well. So what are they booing?
Well, this is what I don't get because, they're obviously...
And then 68 minutes, their Spurs go marching in.
Yeah.
Echoing around the stadium. Like, it's fine, you're a fan. You pay a lot of money to go and watch and say whatever you want within reason. Sing your songs, boo, chant. But what are you booing at?
Yeah. Do you know what? I actually can't stand that. I don't care what happens. I don't think there is any reason to boo your team off.
How West Ham? Just try.
I'm a Watford fan.
Just try.
We've done it enough. The thing that annoys me right, is from a personal point of view, if I've got my own fans booing me, why am I then going to come back out and go and give my all for the... Oh, great, I've got a load of people screaming abuse at me, booing me.
That's what Wayne Rooney said to the camera when he's playing for England. Nice to hear your own fans booing you.
That was good. I like that. I enjoyed that.
I had to really break it down to not lose the accent.
Yeah. But no, and I think that's right. Like, it
isn't. Like, I think they're justified. Not in this case. I don't think Spurs fans were.
No, I don't think that's
I don't understand what you're booing at. The team played well.
Yeah, they dominated.
And again, like I said, I typed it up in real time. So I've deleted it now, but I went on to say, is that it for Ange? Is he done?
Yeah.
Because you can't... I just don't understand what the
If you can't win your fans over, eventually that will begin a ticking time clock for you to go.
And Daniel Levy is a Tottenham fan, isn't he? I think. I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
So he's going to listen to that. Spurs, both first choice centre-backs now out. Mickey van der Ven and Romero went off injured.
Is that both their first choice now?
Yeah, so they finished the game with Ben Davis and Dragushin.
Yeah.
So that could be a problem for him moving forward. I'm not too sure how long Mickey's out for. And Romero walked off, he wasn't stretched off or anything, so it might just be...
It could just be a knock, and it's just to be on the safe side sort of thing, isn't it?
But I want to just quickly... Actually, go, Karen.
No, all I was going to say is that it might have also been more of a protective thing. There's no point in carrying it on because you're his first choice if it's going to put you out for longer. So he's probably gone, right, you need to come off, that's it.
Well, we had subs, and I think at that point there might have been 3-1 up at the time.
Yeah.
And Villa weren't showing much. Their subs were ineffective.
I think once it got to 3, I think they'd sort of given up a lot.
Because they got two quite close together, didn't they? They got second and third.
Yeah.
75th and 79th for Dominic Solanke. Dominic Solanke's first goal, that little dink. I love that finish. I love those finishes. I thought he was offside at first, but I just wanted to give a little shout out for potentially signing of the summer. 50 million Villa paid for Onana.
Is that it?
50 million. And I wasn't over enamoured with him, but mainly because he chose Everton over West Ham. So I haven't liked him for that.
Yeah. Normally happens. That's why I hate Ashley Young.
You don't anymore.
What?
He's dog shit. He gets sent off every other week. But anyway, we're talking about Onana. Onana's been phenomenal. They lost Douglas Luiz, who was arguably one of their most crucial players last year.
Yeah.
Their captain. And they don't look like they miss him at all. Like I can't see any drop off is what the word I'm looking for. In what they're doing. So they might have changed ever so subtly. But it gives Morgan Rogers more of a chance to come in because you now got Onana, Holding, Tielemans, McGinn. They've got a great squad.
You love McGinn as well.
Yeah, McGinn's quality.
Yeah.
I think if he wasn't Scottish, he'd get a lot more credit for his ability.
Yeah. Do you reckon he'd get an England call up?
Yeah, he's better than Declan Rice.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a bit harsh. Villa struggled to get into their stride all game. They didn't look.
I agree. But Solanke got a brace after people. I think the commentator was saying something about, he hasn't scored in a couple of games or something like that. And it's like, is this to begin a decline? I'm pretty sure I heard that come out of the commentator's mouth.
They mentioned something about this could be because Watkins was obviously playing and they're both vying for the spot when Harry Kane obviously steps down. In Solanke, and they mentioned that Solanke seems to be more in favour of Lee Carsley. Lee Carsley seems to be more in favour of Dominic Solanke. I think it was because he had him at under 21s.
Maybe, but I can't see Ollie Watkins losing his space unless his form falls off.
If I had to choose one of them, I'd choose Solanke, but I'm not a massive fan of Watkins. And that's purely for a centre forward.
Yeah.
For all the other stuff that Watkins does, like the work rate and the hustle and bustle, he's phenomenal at that.
And he's not the tallest either, is he, Watkins?
No, but he's not clinical enough.
I wonder if but actually no, I'm not getting onto that because it would just be a whole fucking shit. I was going to say like if we went 2 up top at England, but then that wouldn't work.
We might do under Tuchel, but he might go 3-5-2.
Maybe, but we lose our wingers then.
We have wing backs. Most teams we play, we don't need full backs.
No, this is true, but then you're losing Saka, Grealish, Foden.
Well, Saka would play probably left wing back.
Yeah.
Foden ain't done fuck all.
You're not getting Rashford in that because Rashford doesn't track.
Rashford, dog. Speaking of Rashford, we'll move on to Man United, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Absolutely dog shit game.
Yeah.
The worst game of the weekend. But I tweeted this out and I wanted to just point this out because I don't know if it's just me.
No.
Have you ever noticed, right? It happens all the time. When managers get sacked and their second in hand gets given the gig like temporarily as interim boss.
Yeah.
That very moment, it's like they almost instantly go, right, I have to dress to impress now. And they up to a fully suited and booted first game.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think I've ever noticed that, no.
Next time you see someone get sacked, you'll see it. So Rude went from wearing a Man United tracksuit next to Ten Hag.
Yeah.
He can wear what he wants, by the way. I'm not disputing it, but now he's wearing a full like turtleneck jacket, proper animated on the side. It's chalk and cheese.
Sort of look, is it?
Yeah, it's like chalk and cheese. Like
I mean, he's probably getting ready for job interviews, isn't he?
Anyone? Let me know in the comments if anyone else has noticed it, or if it's just me.
Yeah, I mean, have a look. Did you? I've also seen that a lot of Man United fans would really like Rude to stay as like basically assistant. But if I'm honest, I can't see Rude wanting to stay. He's obviously come in with the thought process that he's going to take on that job.
Well,
They've then got someone else.
That's what we thought. That's what we thought. I now obviously not. I think he was brought in by Eric.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Good old Eric.
Yeah, first name terms, me and him.
Yeah.
Old friends.
Old friends.
I know it's only one game or 2 games he's had now.
Yeah.
There was no change. They was exactly the same.
They scored though.
Yeah, but the football in football terms, it wasn't any better. I didn't see any change in tactics. I didn't see any change in personnel performing better. Ugarte looks like he can't pass the ball. Like, he looks dreadful.
Yeah. But he's not their first choice, is he?
For 60 million, you'd like to think he's coming in to be their first choice holding midfielder.
Anthony was 100. He's not their first choice.
He was their first choice. That's what they were hoping for.
Yeah, until he did that fucking spin.
Did you see the tackle on Martinez on Palmer?
No, I didn't.
So he's tackled him. He's gone high on the ball and he's made contact with Palmer, like just below the knee.
Yeah.
It is high. It is out of control. Well, it's not out. It is high. Is it out of control? Is my question. If you haven't seen it, it's going to be hard to have this conversation. But it went to VAR and it was deemed just a yellow, which is what the ref gave, which I agree with. I think my only. Sorry, I'll just pat the mic. Don't know why I apologise to the mic.
You were rubbing it a few weeks ago, so.
My only pushback to that is knowing the type of player that Martinez is. Remember when he didn't get sent off, or he did get sent off against Palace when he jumped in 2-footed?
Yeah.
And he pulled. Did he get sent off that game? I can't remember.
Yeah, he did, because the intent was there, because it was when he
missed the player completely. He just jumped on the ball.
Yeah.
So knowing that he's done that this season, and he is known as the butcher, and he is aggressive.
Yeah.
Does that play a part? In this case, it seems like it didn't.
So, unless the referee is concerned about it being like a previous bias,
the referee or the VAR?
Like the VAR, they might see it as, if we give that, it's done on previous bias and it's not done on this. But
it's just consistency, though. Like,
yeah, but we've already seen this. They don't have that. There is no consistency in the PGMO.
When they go to VAR and the guy in the corner's got his FPL up in the corner.
Yeah,
two games running, VAR has gone to him, and the person further away in the corner, you can see the FPL is loaded. It's just, I don't know what he's doing.
He's going, have I got them in my FPL? Yeah, no, that's not a red, because he's in my FPL.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, you can't send him off. But it wasn't a red for me for the challenge. Maybe knowing the player a little bit more, it might be.
You'd think that...
I don't know if that's contradictory, like to do that. It's unfair to do that, isn't it?
I mean, it's an unfair bias.
Yeah, because that's what I've said not to do before.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not red.
Not red?
Nah. Stonewall pen, though.
If I go back through, because I'll watch all these highlights, because I like to then comment if I've made a mistake.
Yeah.
Which you never see my comments, so I don't make mistakes. But I'll have a look and I'll let you know.
I don't think it was.
It's one of those, though, isn't it?
Like, many VAR decisions this weekend.
We generally agree on some of these.
Yeah.
Apart from the Saliba red.
Yeah.
We disagreed on, but
That's only one.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a penalty to United. One thing I noticed about United yesterday is in attack they all seem so selfish.
I definitely agree. But again, I think it depends on who in the attack. Rashford, incredibly selfish because he wants to be proven.
Garnacho's the same, constantly holds onto the ball too long. There was one instance yesterday where Højlund was coming down just off the centre, right towards the right touchline. Easy pass inside to Garnacho. He takes like 4 extra touches and then plays the pass, and Garnacho's offside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that... I don't know what that is. Is that a lack of like social... No, not social, like
but lack
awareness
of,
on the pitch? Like, are you not seeing that?
Your peripheral vision's not been...
But he's looking in that... So it's not even his peripheral. He's literally just there. He could see him. And it was just a bizarre exchange of decisions, I want to say.
But I wonder if... I mean, don't get me wrong, I think they've always been quite selfish, but I wonder if the sort of agenda for it this time is because the new manager's coming in, they want to keep their space. If he's already come into the training ground or something and said to him, like, look, if I feel that you're not doing this or you're not doing that, then I'll drop you. I'll bring on somebody else.
Maybe, but I don't...
So maybe he's got in there with quite a, this is how it's going to be done.
Right.
This is what we're going to do.
Potentially.
And then they've all gone, right, okay, well, I'm going to score goals. Instead of thinking, right, if I pass him, I'll get an assist.
Any other team, because United should be a top 4 team, let's say, any other team challenging top 4 scores this one instance, or at least gets an attacking phase of play in. It was just broken down so early because he didn't pass the ball. I've got a fun fact about this.
Go on.
About United, before we move on to Chelsea a little bit.
Yeah.
With just 12 points won, this is Man United's worst return after 10 games since 86-87, which they had 8 points, which is fucking dreadful. That's really bad.
Really bad.
Meanwhile, the total of goals scored, so 9, is the fewest at this stage since the 73-74 season. So anyone like myself who...
Bit of a stat nerd?
No. I was... in defence of Ten Hag, and I still am, like, it was the right time for him to go, but anyone who thinks it wasn't or it was harsh, it's really not.
When you look at it from that.
That's terrible. That's so bad. Like, that's worse than Moyes.
Considering the attack and how expensive their attack is, you'd think they could have at least put the ball in the net a few more times.
Mate, Joshua Zirkzee is just an absolute waste of air. That's a bit harsh. I mean,
that's a little bit.
Chelsea looked really lacklustre. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be worried about that because they were poor.
And considering how well they have been over the since the start of the season, really, like, I thought they were really on the up and up, but I know what you mean.
Was a draw line. I won Super 6.
Yeah.
Get up there.
Who won Super 6?
Me.
Who won Super 6?
You're winning Super 6.
No. This round...
Yeah, so I won.
Yeah, who won Super 6?
Oh, Jamie, my son done it. I didn't even do it.
Yeah.
So he's going to do it.
Let's clarify that I'm still winning between us. But yes, Jamie beat me in Super 6.
Yeah, he got 4 correct results, 2 correct scores.
He got 4 correct results?
Yeah, and 2 correct scores. Forest, absolutely buzzing. 3rd in the league.
Yep.
After 10 games. For a team a lot of people would have had...
Down for a rough season.
Down for a relegation fight. Nuno Espirito Santos is the other manager I wanted to talk about up there with
Emery.
Iriola, but above Iriola. He's got to be near. If they can maintain this, and to be honest, they have bought phenomenal amounts of players. They have got a lot of players.
Well, their first season back in, they brought in like 20 odd players.
They've got really good, young, energetic players like Hudson-Odoi, Elanga.
Hudson-Odoi's goal was really nice as well. I mean,
it's the same goal he scores. He scores the same goal all the time.
Yeah,
but
Salah, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Wood scores again.
Yeah, 4 consecutive games now.
Yeah,
and always looks good for a goal. He's an FPL player's dream, is Chris Wood, because he's only like 6.8 million.
Yeah,
which is cheap for a regular goal scorer, and he is because he plays every week. And to be honest, I thought Awoniyi would be starting by now for Forest because he has more of the profile of a Premier League footballer because of his age and his speed. Wood's over 30 now, slightly slower, a lot slower than Awoniyi, but his finishing has always been good.
Yeah.
This is from way back when he was at like West Brom. even at Newcastle. I think he was at Newcastle like as a kid, way back.
And it was, but I suppose once you know where the goal is,
it doesn't move.
As long as you can, as long as you can carry on aiming in the same spot, there's no reason why you can't carry on scoring goals. And he gets in the right place. He knows where to be, and that's what works for him. And he's good.
He's a bit like Lukaku.
Yeah,
but better first touch.
Just
and he's not got, but Lukaku obviously had the pace, but I more meant the presence in the box. When Lukaku is on fire and on form, he is one of those strikers that no one can get near.
But Wood's humble. Wood seems really humble. Like, he doesn't seem like the sort of guy that goes into the dressing room and goes, yeah, everyone should be celebrating me. Considering how well he's doing...
is he behind Haaland in the...
Yeah. I mean, everyone's behind Haaland, but...
Well, I don't know what they're on now. He's
up there, though. Yeah. Considering for a Forest team that everyone thought was going to be relegated.
Oh, my leg hurts. Yeah. I got taken out on Saturday and my leg's like bruised. Yeah, it really hurts. It didn't get booked. Horrible. He had a mullet as well. Anyway, back onto the football. Forest were really good. Yeah. But then we're just shit. Like, so bad. Like,
that's West Ham he's talking about.
Yeah, we are dreadful. I'll talk a little bit more about Forest though. This is my shout for Star of the Week, by the way, because we're gonna new segment for this is gonna be Star of the Week.
Yeah.
He's a Forest player. He got the absolute worldie of a goal, and they're right back Ola Anya. So he was
left-footed, wasn't it?
Yeah,
top corner.
So he came through the ranks at Chelsea, and he actually would have been there when I was there, way back. I don't know because he's younger than me, but he's been there since he was a kid. Went abroad, I think like Torino or something, and he came back to Forest, and he's 28 now, but he has started the season really, really well, and he had a great game against us. Something we struggle with is inverted wingers, because for some reason we've got fucking Wan-Bissaka and Emerson playing as inverted wingers.
It still weirds me out that you guys have Wan-Bissaka.
It makes me sick. This team, honestly, I'm so happy I play football on a Saturday because I can go watch this fucking shit. It really winds me up.
Apart from when you have Sunday games.
Yeah, but we're not anymore because we're not in Europe anymore, so very rarely.
Fair.
And if we are, we're against teams we should be losing against.
Yeah, okay.
Which is everyone at the minute. But we got Everton next week. If there is not a good performance, Everton at home, if there's not a good performance, regardless of the result, he's got to go before the international break. He has to go.
So do you reckon he's your shout for next manager sack?
J-Lot? Yeah, he should be. 100%.
Should be or will be? Because I don't really know.
Him and Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, because Gary O'Neill...
Wolves fans are really on his back.
Yeah. But I could imagine West Ham fans are just...
Yeah, they are. But West Ham fans are just we're knobs.
All right.
Everyone else thinks we are, may as well say it. We are. We're knobs.
Okay. Yeah.
We're fickle knobs. But Forest third...
Yeah, fantastic for a team.
Yeah, realistically, they're in a title race. If Arsenal are, they are.
Yeah, I don't think they'll win it.
I hope they do. That'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, but it'd just be like Leicester, wouldn't it?
No, it wouldn't, because Forest have a history. Leicester don't.
Yeah, I suppose. But
it'd be like a fallen giant. It'd be like the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, the underdog story.
Yeah. I think realistically where they should be aiming now is probably where Nuno was at Wolves, around Europa League, pushing for that because he got in there, and they started very similarly to like this, the first or second season when they were in the Prem. I can't remember which one it was, but they had a very good squad. They had a young Ruben Neves, they had a on fire Raul Jimenez, Connor Cody, and they had what's his name, the goalkeeper Rui Patricio. They had great.
They had a solid team
that just came up from the Championship. So similarities with the job that he's done with maybe arguably a less capable squad. I think they should be looking though around where Bournemouth should be looking, 6th, 7th, 8th.
Yeah, the way that I see it though is if they carry on the momentum they've got, beating the teams that they're beating,
they're winning the games they should be winning. Or I say they're winning the games against the lesser teams. Yeah. And they're making it very hard for the bigger teams to get anything against them.
They beat Liverpool.
Exactly. They drew with Chelsea.
Yep. They're getting points where probably a lot of people, especially at the start of the season, would say, nah, they're not getting points from that.
Yeah, they played a lot of hard games as well. Yeah. So kudos to Nuno and long may it continue. You don't have to play them again for a few more months, so happy days.
Absolutely.
They can go on beating whoever they want. We'll talk about the last 2 games quickly. Last 2 games, 3 games that I've got here.
Yeah. We'll smash through these because otherwise we're going to waffle on too much.
Ipswich can't buy a win.
Yeah.
They're now winless across the first 10 matches in this season. Drawn 5, lost 5. That's the club's longest ever run at the start of a campaign in the English top flight. They took the lead for the 5th time, and that means they dropped 12 points from winning positions this year, Premier League high.
That's ridiculous. Like how it's almost like the first couple of times you do it, it's a case of you get the lead, your confidence is there, but your thought process about defending that league and scoring again isn't there. And now, because they've lost so many from winning positions, I think they get nervous. They get more nervous about a game.
It's inevitable almost. So there's pros and cons to this. Obviously, they're scoring goals and they're getting ahead in games. So the win is coming. Like, they will get a win at some point. I'm sure they will.
When do they play you?
We've already been 4-0.
When do you play them next?
Fuck knows. I haven't even looked at it. Probably them. But like I said, they're scoring goals, so eventually the win will come. But the longer that they're giving up points and giving up leads, like you just said, it does play a part.
Yeah, massive, like mental.
So you start making stupid mistakes because the mental capacity is just too much for them to.
Your mental
handle.
process is that, we've scored. Great, we're going to lose this game now.
Yeah, they almost need to be 0-0 up until like the last kick of the game.
Yeah, and then score.
Yeah, because they just seem to be a bit naive in the final moments or the once
their final third. I mean, is it a defensive issue though?
Well, for the large majority of that squad, they're Championship players.
Yeah.
Like, so even being competitive in this league was always going to be a struggle for Ipswich.
Yeah,
the worry is though they've just played teams in and around them and they picked up 2 points.
For a team
they drew at Southampton.
Yeah.
Lost to Everton.
Drew to Leicester.
Drew to Leicester, right? I might have made them up. But,
because they've just drew to Leicester.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that those are the three games. So that's a worry. Like, now the easier run is over. You got to be now looking upwards. Who you're going to be playing? Like the teams like Brentford. That's got to be. You got to look at them games now as winnable.
Yeah,
and
then watching Southampton win is probably
22 game winless run. They ended in the Premier League across their 2 spells. Phenomenal stuff. I've never doubted it. Russel Martin, manager of the month.
He's getting sacked
in the morning. No, he'll get sacked. He won't see the season now. But
no,
for all, like we alluded to this last week. We've just perfectly moved into the Southampton game, by the way.
You're welcome.
We said it last week in that they are playing well. They're just not killing off games, or the naivety. It's the same word as what Ipswich have.
Maybe it's a Championship thing.
I think it's just they're underestimating teams.
Which is crazy. Like, how can you underestimate a team in the Premier League? Any team that you're playing that has not come up with you, you should never underestimate, because they've stayed in the Premier League for a reason.
Well, they're Premier League teams, so yeah. So
I think.
But they did show spells last season of their frailties as well, in that they went through periods of not being able to win when they were on top. Like, they started really well, then they dropped off, then they picked up, and then they dropped off, and that was all under Russell Martin as well. So
it's almost like they need to just.
Southampton will go down. Like, I think they'll still go down, but
I agree.
Everton will feel aggrieved for their disallowed goal. Beto scored and he's given offside.
I mean, I don't know if they could be aggrieved for that.
It was tight. It's just
it wasn't that tight.
Okay.
I don't think it was tight enough for.
Lopetegui. What's that from? Did I just make that?
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Anyway, Wolves Palace. Last game we'll talk about. Absolutely dreadful first half, but the second half it came to life. Well, 17 minutes.
Yeah,
anyway.
I saw that. So in the highlights, I think the highlights for the first half were like 20 seconds, and then the second half was just
17 minutes. Wolves bottom with 3 points. Another team that can't seem to win for love nor money.
No.
Great week for Palace. They picked up the win against Spurs, then they won midweek.
Yeah.
Another point this week, and they
They're
could have
sort
won
of
it.
building back up.
Yeah, I think they're going to go upwards now. Like, I like Glasner, and he seems to be getting a rhythm out of the team now that he's lost some key players.
But I think the problem is a lot of these teams that are running into forms now, when that international break comes,
yeah, true,
they could easily lose all the momentum that they're finally, especially like a team like Palace. They are such a momentum team.
Yeah.
I feel as soon as this international break comes, if they're still on that run, that'll stop it.
This is the only VAR shout I wanted to talk about, actually. So Mateta scored in late on. It was disallowed. So I don't know if you saw it. So it was a bit of a scramble in the box, and I don't know who the Palace player was, but he's run across, and it's deemed to have fouled the keeper, who has gone to ground to pick up the ball.
Yeah, so
He's come out to Mateta and he just poked it home. Now, I'm open to both sides of the hammer here, how it falls. Like, I don't have a horse in a race. I don't know if I'd be disappointed if we'd conceded it. I don't know if I'd be disappointed if it wasn't given, if we scored it. And do you know what I mean? Yeah,
but I think with those, we touched on it last week, keepers are very well protected.
Yep.
And to be honest, when you look at the camera angles slowed down, which obviously the referee can't do.
Yeah.
But you see that he's got both hands either like touching it.
Did the ref give it, or was it VAR? I can't remember.
I think
the ref gave the foul.
The ref gave the foul, and I think VAR just confirmed it.
Just one of those, if the ref didn't give the foul. I don't think the ref did give the foul.
Yeah, he called for a foul.
Did he?
Yeah. Because they scored and he's celebrating. Yeah. The whistle blows. Stop celebrating. And then it goes to VAR before the free kick's taken.
You can already tell by the striker, he didn't really tear off.
I kind of feel that he knew
that something wasn't.
Yeah, that something wasn't going to be. But I mean, that's about it really for the Wolves Palace game. Like you said, the first half was poor, second half was good, but again, I would have thought momentum would have got Palace the win for this. But
Wolves fans were definitely on 0-0's back after that. They were 1-0 down.
I'm not surprised.
And Palace, it was quite even. It was cagey. And it could have gone either way, to be honest, but that's not what you want. When you're right at the bottom, you'll
Wolves
fight for your
need
lives.
that win.
They really do. When do they play us? That's the question. Title favourites. Are you still sticking with what you said last week, Liverpool?
Yeah.
I think City will still come back.
Forest.
Nottingham Forest. Outside bet.
I might stop at money on it.
They'll be about 12-1 now. It won't be that good.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I think City still have too much. Unfortunately, I'm going to be a boring bastard. I'd love Liverpool to win it. Just for something different.
What if it's like a real outsider?
Like Forest?
Nah, like United.
West Ham. Coming strong. We're gonna appoint Eric Ten Hag when we win the league.
You're gonna win every single game.
I'll take Ten Hag in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know you said this before.
But unfortunately, we're not going to sack our manager. We never sack our manager.
No, we're really good at that.
I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that I saw this week.
Go on.
So did you see the video of Ola Anya, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Alanga just vibing in the changing room?
No, you mentioned this to me earlier.
Yeah, they're just taking a piss out of West Ham. And I love it. It's complete shithousery. And he was so Anya's like, send them packing, send them back to East London, and he's just kicking off. Then he does an interview with a Ribena.
So is that just because he's a child, or is there?
He's 28 years old. He ain't that much of a child. I think it's he's just a free spirit.
Yeah,
and I like that. We don't have many of them.
No, I'll give you that.
Everyone's so...
I do like a Ribena as well.
Yeah, same. Everyone's so media driven and media trained. Yeah. You don't see real people anymore.
Yeah, you don't. You see what the media...
Exactly.
What they're trained to do.
I'm tired of watching the same bullshit. That's why Ange's interviews are always good to watch. That's why Mourinho's interviews are so great. Have you seen his this week?
The Fenerbahce one?
Yeah, so he's basically just twerking for a Premier League job, but he's...
Do you mean tweaking?
Oh, twerking. I mean, he's twerking. He's bending over, being like, "Someone, come on."
So
he's like, as I am. Well, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said, "I can't." He basically said, "I can't speak because it stinks around here. Everything about this stinks. The league stinks. Everyone knows it, but no one says it.
Is this like his thing? I can't speak, I get in trouble.
No, but he is speaking. They won the game as well. They won 3-2. There was 2 penalties to Trabzonspor.
Yeah.
I actually think that one of them were definitely a penalty. The other one might not be, but I only saw small clips. And he's absolutely going to town. This is the second time in a week.
Of course, yeah, but of course he's looking to come back. Maybe he'll come back to you.
I'd take him.
Yeah,
I'd take him. Perfect. But he's only just gone there. Less than a year there.
Like he cares.
Yeah, true.
This is Jose Mourinho.
Right. So, star of the week, my shout is Ola Anya for Forest.
Yeah, I've probably got to agree with you. Obviously, I didn't get to watch every single game, but he looked solid. Like,
do you want? I couldn't bring myself to watch the West Ham game, so I have no idea how well or shit we played. I know he didn't play well because we lost 3-0. I didn't even talk about the red card because it's irrelevant. But I'm giving it to him for his goal.
Yeah.
Him turning around and saying, I only shot because I was tired. And having a Ribena.
That's you, mate. Yeah. Like, you are only shot because I'm tired.
That's why I liked him.
That's fair. Relatable.
And the vibing in the changing room. Like it. I like that. He seems real. And
so
it was against West Ham.
I mean, it was just my favourite goal of the weekend.
Well,
unfortunately, it was against you.
It was a great goal.
Although I do like Vakenbayo's dink against Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship.
I like Solanke's.
We won 6-2 this week. My Watford input of the week.
I like Solanke's goal and Madison's free kick. With the other 2 shouts, but I'm sure Bio's is really good as well.
It was. Watch it.
I will. All right.
Watch the extended highlights.
Watch that.
I'll watch the West Ham highlights.
Yeah, watch that. Team of the week. Do you want to do team of the week?
Yeah, I think we'll
There's
go.
a couple of shouts, isn't there?
There is. I mean, obviously Southampton got their first win. Do I think they're team of the week material? No.
No one ever thought they were going to win. So
no. Probably up there is Bournemouth, and I don't like Bournemouth, but
yeah, definitely
to beat a City team that even when they play in third gear can normally take.
I think the calibre of the win as well. Like,
yeah.
So Bournemouth, I'll back
Bournemouth,
that.
Yeah, back that. All right.
You've got a conspiracy for me.
I do. So after last week, obviously I had the conspiracy about Crystal Palace.
Did you want to clear that up quickly because we've got a lot of comments?
Yeah. Just to clarify, one, the conspiracy is not mine.
He made it up. He made this whole thing up.
I didn't. So if you get a butthurt over it, find the actual person who created it because I don't care. 2, nowhere at any point did I specify that every single worldie goal scored in the Premier League.
The clip makes it look like that, though.
Yeah, of course the clip does. But this, again, is very much like your slot thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Look at the whole picture before you judge.
And also, I could name like 4 worldies against Palace as well.
Yeah.
So you got a Dele Alli one, Andy Carroll free kick, the Fulham Patchim Kasami, that volley, Dimitri Payet's free kick against Palace.
He's got 5.
There was another overhead kick against Palace as well. Was it Giroud's Scorpion against Palace?
Yeah, I think that is against Palace.
But I digress. Like it.
Basically, there was a lot of worldies scored against Crystal Palace.
The point that you're making, because I looked into it, there's loads of goals scored against Palace. I'm sure if you've done it for a number of teams, it just means the longevity of the Prem. Whoever's been in the Prem for a long period of time, the likelihood is that if they concede a lot of goals, they're going to concede quite a few worldies. Yeah. It's probably more what it is, but there are some absolute
worldies against Palace.
Unbelievable goals. Like every one of them, like, if you haven't seen any of them goals, go and watch them. The best one by far is Kasami's, Fulham, edgy 18-yard box. Unbelievable strike. He was an average footballer. The only reason I remember his name is because of this goal. It was like Zidane-esque technique, right out on the top corner of the 8. Oh, anyway, what's on this week?
So the one this week is about a England's left back, plays for Manchester United.
Does he play?
Well, he's injured.
Right.
So this is Luke Shaw.
Go on then.
Right. So I'm going to read you out a couple of dates, and I just want you to see if you know what any of these dates mean. Okay. 24th of the 10th, 2024. 2nd of the 11th, 2022. 20th of the 11th, 2021. 7th of the 11th, 2020. 17th of the 10th, 2019. Do any of those dates ring anything for you?
Well, the first one you said is when he was announced as being injured.
So, to start with, every single one of these dates has been injured. Okay.
Well, okay. What? Okay.
So he's been injured for a certain amount of time.
How many's there? How many dates are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dates.
Fucking hell.
So 5 times he's been announced. He's been come out as injured for a certain period of time. Every following on, about 5 days, between 5 and 10 days after these injuries are announced, Call of Duty is released.
No way. Really?
So, from the looks of it, and I mean, it could just be coincidence, but I don't like to believe in that.
What? Give us the injury dates and then the release dates.
But I'll do it from the oldest to the newest. Yeah. So, 17th of the 10th, 2019, COD was released.
And when was he injured?
He was he was injured on the 17th.
Right.
COD was released on the 25th. 7th of the 11th, 2020.
Yeah.
He was injured. COD was released on the 13th. 6 days later.
Yeah.
Injured 2021.
Yeah.
COD was released on the 5th. So that's 15 days. I mean, that could be a coincidence.
That could be, but then that could be one of those ones you do at work where you're like, oh, I don't feel very well.
Yeah, that's it. Although 2021 could have been COVID.
Could have been COVID.
2020.
So, but you might not be able to go to Sainsbury's because of COVID.
But online, isn't it?
Yeah. Ah, true.
2020. 2020 as well.
Right.
Was, that could have also been COVID. 2nd of the 11th, 22 was when he was injured. COD was released on the 14th. So 14 days.
Yeah.
And then this year, obviously, the brand new COD that everyone's raving about. I haven't played it yet. 24th of the 10th, 2024, he got injured. It was released on the 25th. So you tell me right now, Luke Shaw isn't faking injuries to play COD.
Could you imagine if he is?
I've not looked into it, but I wonder if he streams.
Oh, fucking!
Because I know some players do.
A lot of players do. I know Sergio Aguero does.
Does he?
Yeah.
Was he stream? Fortnite, I think.
Don't know.
Imagine him playing Fortnite.
Him
Roblox.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something funny to say. I couldn't think of anything.
So yeah, that is my conspiracy of the week.
I'm gonna keep that in.
That's fine. You might have to cut it though to be in front of it. But yeah, so my conspiracy is that Luke Shaw fakes injuries to play COD when they are released.
He's a massive COD fan.
Yeah, but he can't obviously get injured on the day because then he's got to have all his physio tests and he loses out on many hours of game time.
Game time, so he has to preempt it.
Yeah.
Right, last little segment of the day that we've not been doing. We'll do predictions for next week.
Yep.
It's the last week. We'll see how this does. So we'll start with the Saturday games.
Okay. I'm just going to load it up on my phone as well so that I can get it. Right.
Brentford, Bournemouth. Don't need the score, just the winners or draw.
Brentford.
I'm going to go Bournemouth. Palace, Fulham. Fulham. West Ham, Everton.
I'm going to go West Ham.
Yeah, I'm going to go West Ham. Wolves, Southampton. Oh, it's a big game.
I think that'll be a draw.
I think Southampton are going to beat them.
Southampton have struggled. They've only just got their first win after 22.
Yeah, true. Brighton, Man City.
I could see Brighton.
What, Man City losing back to back? Surely not.
Arsenal did it. I'm Brighton. Wow. How did it first?
Man City, because I'm not an idiot. Liverpool, Villa.
Eat a dick. It's at home, so Liverpool.
I think that'll be a draw.
Okay.
Man United, Leicester. This will be Rude's last game in charge.
That's Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Man United. Yeah,
Man United.
Don't doubt that.
Forest, Newcastle. Big game for Newcastle's aspirations if they want to do what we alluded to.
I could see Forest doing that. There are a few good weeks. I could see momentum pushing them through it.
I could as well, but I'm not quite ready to get onto the Forest bandwagon yet. I'm going to go Newcastle.
Okay.
Spurs, Ipswich. Are you serious?
No.
Oh, yeah, Spurs are going to tamper them. That's going to be like 5-0. Chelsea, Arsenal. Last game before the international break. That's massive for Arsenal.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to go Arsenal because I think that's what will push them through.
I'm going to go Arsenal as well. I wouldn't normally, but I am going to go Arsenal. And that is all she wrote.
That is all she wrote.
But
there's a derby next weekend as well.
Oh, Chelsea,
Sheffield United versus Sheffield Wednesday.
No one cares about the Sheffield derby. No one cares.
Sheffield derby.
Not even people from Sheffield care anymore.
There's a good Hooters up there though.
Is there?
There is, yeah.
Great.
I'm
not going to Sheffield. Why are you going to Sheffield? Oh, we need to.
Watford.
We didn't do our giveaway. We forgot, and I just remembered. So, just on the spot, we are going to announce the giveaway when we hit 50 subscribers. We're going to do it on a live stream.
Yeah.
So you need to help us get to 50 subscribers. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, share the video, give us a comment.
Yeah. Don't care what it is, but if you're butthurt, I don't care.
Yeah, just know that it hurts us though, and I care about me. So
I am physically offended.
Yeah, don't be too mean. But
yeah,
we can take it. We're big boys.
Yeah,
and you can see us out.
Absolutely. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you after the weekend. Peace.
Ow. I just meowed.
Yeah.
I won't do that again. Bye.